This is Pastor Byron, Life Point Church in Lexington, North Carolina. The psalmist recorded these words in Psalm 91 and verse 11. God ordered his angels to guard you wherever you go. Reminds me of the story I heard not long ago of three friends who had gone on a mission trip to Vietnam. They decided among themselves that in going on the mission trip, they were going to pack their luggage with Bibles and smuggle them in. They were also going to wear a money belt with some cash to give to the missionaries who were already there. They boarded the plane, and after a very long and tiring flight, they landed in Vietnam. Upon exiting from the airplane, somehow, the three people became separated. Two friends went one way and one went the other, without realizing it until they were separated. Imagine the thoughts of the one who was separated from his two friends, who both spoke Vietnamese. He did not. His friends had been in Hanoi before. He had never been there. Standing outside on the sidewalk and trying to determine what to do and where to go in the line of taxis, he continued to wave them on because he could not speak any Vietnamese. The only thing he knew was the name of his hotel. So he stood there outside the airport in the sweltering heat, and he prayed for God to send an angel to provide protection for him and somehow to get to his hotel safely. Several taxis rolled up in front of him and paused, and he motioned each one on. Finally, a taxi rolled up and stopped. The driver got out, and he said, "Sir, I believe you're looking for me." He grabbed his luggage, threw it into the back of his taxi, opened the door for the man to be seated. He got in the front seat. The passenger in the back gave him the name of his hotel. He pressed down on the accelerator and they took off. Nothing else was said. After a rather long journey of almost an hour, 1,000 different turns, one foot on the gas pedal, the other foot on the brake, one hand on the wheel, the other hand on the horn. Suddenly they were at the front portico of the hotel, the one in which he had his reservations. He got out of the taxi and he paid his driver. The driver looked at him and he said, "Sir," in English, "you don't owe me anything." He said, "My God has told me that he sent you to minister in my country. And so while you're here, I will be your driver. Wherever you need to go, however long you stay, I am here for you. And there will be no charge." The taxi driver handed his passenger his business card and he said, "Call me anytime. I will be here." "Oh, by the way, sir, I am also a believer. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for God, for what God has sent you here to do in my country." 8 years ago, when it was discovered that I had cancer, one of my healing scriptures that I read every day is found in the Psalm 91. You see, I believe in the promises of God. I believe in the promise of God that one of the 7,000 promises He gave, recorded in Scripture, one of those is, I will provide angels for your protection. I will provide angels for wherever you go, whatever you need. My angels will be there. That's not my promise to you. That's a promise from God to me. It's a promise of God to you. It's a promise of God to all believers. I will be there when you need me. As a child of God, He is reminding us, I have an army of angels, and I will be there for you. I hope that provides you with a sense of peace and a calm assurance as we share the message of Jesus Christ, as we share the love of Jesus Christ. Just as the angels were with the first century Christians, they will be with us in the 21st century.